For most car enthusiasts in the Midwest, there is no better time than the stretch between April and October. This is when we can take out our pride and joy and put rubber to the road. It doesn't matter if it's track days, car shows, or just backroad cruises, we simply can't get enough of it. And it always feels like it ends way too soon.
Which brings me to everyone's most dreaded time of the year, winter. This is when we put the nice cars away and top off all 7 leaking fluids of our winter beater and just sit around thinking, why the hell do I live in Wisconsin? Well, here's one reason. Here in Wisconsin, we have ice racing, which is basically just a really cold rallycross on a frozen lake. It's timed runs on a preset course classed by drivetrain and tires. And for the Audi lover like me, I'd say this is a great time for my car to shine.
So, ice rallycross is a timed event. We don't do anything wheel to wheel, so what's nice about that is that we don't require as much safety. So barrier to entry is very low into this type of event. Basically, we require a helmet and that the car, be structurally sound. Other than that, it's, come out, have fun. We're big on safety, so it's a great way to learn car control. I can tell you that, even compared to like summer driving events or high performance driving events, ice rallycross has really, taught me, more than any of those other events combined.
This is my 2nd year, and it's like the best. It doesn't hurt your car if you don't hit something. Even if you do, there's like no cement walls, but like your brakes, you don't need them. You're just going 40-ish. Man, it's like the best.
So I guess maybe winter isn't so bad. It actually might be kind of great.
We're on Lake Dubay in Wisconsin, and we are gonna shred some ice. We're gonna go as fast as we can around a course. You wanna go as fast as you can, as controlled as you can, to try to get the best time around the course. But also have fun.
So I got into this stuff and racing in general about 2 years ago. After I bought my first all-wheel drive beater, I came to my first ice racing event here at Lake Dubay in Wisconsin, and it was one of those things where after you do it the first time, you think, why the hell wasn't I doing this before? It's cheap and it's endless entertainment. Sometimes you might get the opportunity to drive your car in a snowy parking lot and do donuts, hoping not to get caught, but this is one of the few ways to legally push your car to the limits in the winter. And it doesn't take much. You can really race anything.
They let anyone on. Rear-wheel drive with all seasons they'll let on. You'll probably get stuck, so I wouldn't do that, but yeah, just snow tires would probably be good. I'm front-wheel drive, no LSD, and snow tires. And it's great.
Not entirely sure, but I don't really think you need anything. I think all you need is really a helmet, and I think snow tires would help, but a lot of people here don't have snow tires. They have all seasons, and they're not going to get the most impressive time on the clock, but they're going to have a good time.
Today I'm racing my B6 Audi S4. It's surprisingly running and driving and still functioning. But I could easily have just as much fun and possibly do even better in my daily driver Audi Q7. It is a kind of a slow race. It's much different than driving on snowy pavement. There are sections where there's just zero grip, so that's kind of a surprise. You don't really expect to have that small amount of grip in the car.
So you could bring out your grocery getter on some snow tires and putz around, or you can build some studded tires and go really fast.
Well, there's a couple different levels. You can actually take a bone stock car with some good snow tires on it and then have a lot of fun. Or if you really want to get into it, you can invest in making a set of studded tires, and that you're getting into the cost a little bit more, and you have to modify your car, make sure it's going to hold up to the extra grip. But it's a lot of fun, and I think it's worth it.
Studded tires are basically about the most fun you can have on four wheels. Like, it's just not, there's just nothing that compares to it. You have like dry pavement grip out there on the ice with slip angle. So it's like rally racing, but faster. So, and obviously with less trees to hit, so. Studded tires are interesting because they make every car faster, like way faster, right? But when you're looking at the power levels needed to actually like maintain a slide in a studded car, with like front wheel drive or rear wheel drive, it doesn't really matter because you're just kind of at the edge of grip. And then when you apply throttle, it's gonna do the thing that you expect it to do. A rear wheel drive car at the edge of grip, you apply throttle, it's gonna step out. A front wheel drive car is gonna plow. But when you have an all wheel drive car, depending on how they're set up, it can take quite a lot of power to really maintain a slide, and quite a lot of car setup to get it there. So it can take quite a lot of power, but I wouldn't let that stop you from coming out and doing it, because it's just a totally different experience, right? In this stupidly heavy car with way too much weight on the front, we're over 0.8 Gs in the corners. I mean, that's just ridiculous for ice.
But I mean, this course today, we're getting up to about 80 miles an hour. I mean, that's autocross speeds and then some. So this is just an insane experience. You're on a frozen lake with nothing to hit. You're not going to hit anything. So it's truly wild. Just throwing the car sideways, holding the slide, and hauling ass. It's something else. I recommend it to everybody.
I'd say there really is no ceiling to the amount of fun you can have on an ice track. And it's not just on frozen lakes either. Here in Wisconsin, we actually have the privilege of doing autocross at Road America in the middle of the winter. And depending on conditions, it can be almost like ice racing, but no studs allowed, of course.
Well, it started years ago. Road America wanted to do a winter event, and we're like, oh, okay. So they asked Fox Valley to help them out, and we said, okay, if they give us a deal on our summer events, and they said yes. So we helped them run the winter autocrosses. It's usually 3 events going at the same time, so it is hectic as heck in the morning. So a lot of work getting everybody in position and ready to go, but we seem to be doing pretty well. Today went pretty smooth. So
What differentiates this from ice racing?
oh, we're on terra firma here. You don't have to worry about falling into the water and dying. Well, some people, that is a huge factor for them. But ice is much better because you can use studded tires and the grip is pretty consistent. We're here, unlike today where the grip is pretty good because it's pretty much dry. The changes in grip are a lot here in conditions, and it's much safer on the ice because there's really, other than snowbanks, there's really nothing to hit on the ice. We're here, there's walls, so, and this stuff you got to be careful with. So we have to make it a lot slower around the ice. We can go really fast, which makes it a lot more fun.
You get a lot of varying surfaces. So it's glare ice to dry pavement to snow covered to salted in some areas. So it's a real hone your winter driving skills.
course, all this comes with the major caveat of weather. It needs to be cold enough for the ice to be thick enough to drive on it. And last winter, we didn't even have ice racing because it wasn't cold enough. So winter does suck because it's cold, but if it gets cold enough, you can do something like this. Thankfully, it's weird to say this, but this year we were fortunate enough to have below freezing temperatures for long enough to be out on the lake again. So we're back on the ice, learning more incredible defensive driving skills, and I just can't emphasize it enough, having a ton of fun.
Well, there's not a lot to do around here in the winter, so ice racing is awesome because it's you don't actually have to have any sort of track. The lakes freeze and then they're your playground, you know. There's not even any rules out here, so you do whatever you want.
So whether you're driving on a frozen lake or in a parking lot of Road America, I'd honestly say winter isn't so bad. It's cold, of course, but you get to do this.
It's a fun time. It's a great chance to get to meet new people. I've made a lot of friends through this club, and it's something we're very passionate about getting out here, seeing the club expand, and it's kind of cool that we got people out here making videos of us because I don't think I'm that interesting, but whatever.
It's always a blast because you can't do anything remotely close to this anywhere else. So, yeah, definitely worth it. And it's a good thing to do in the winter. You don't get to drive much in the winter, and just to knock the rust off and stay behind the wheel of cars is awesome.
And if any of you watching do want to actually join in on the fun, you can find these events in the northern states like Wisconsin, Minnesota on motorsportreg.com. I hope I see you here. Thanks for watching.